Listen up, folks. We've seen some crazy comparisons in the NBA, but this one takes the cake. Anthony Edwards, the young fella on the Minnesota Timberwolves, is starting to remind me of someone. Someone ferocious. Someone who struck fear into the hearts of his opponents. I'm talking about the one and only Iron Mike Tyson. Now I know what you're thinking, Chuck, you've lost it, but hear me out. I ain't talking about biting ears off here. I'm talking about the intensity, the raw power, the way these guys just impose their will on the game. Edwards, he's got that same fire in his eyes, that same killer instinct. You see it in his defense, the way he hounds ball handlers like a pit bull, snatching steals and locking them down. And on offense? Forget about it. The kid's explosive first step, the way he attacks the rim with reckless abandon. It's vintage Mike Tyson in his prime. Look, I've been around the league long enough to know hype when I see it. But this ain't just hype, folks. This kid's got the potential to be something truly special. He's got that it factor, that certain something that separates the greats from the rest. Let's talk about Edwards' defense for a second. People always focus on his scoring, but this kid can lock you down. He's got those quick hands, always poking at the ball, disrupting the offense. And when he gets a steal, watch out. Fast break, highlight reel, it's over before you know it. I remember watching a game last season. Edwards was guarding Ja Morant, one of the shiftiest guards in the league. Everyone thought Ja would cook him, but Edwards stuck to him like glue. He frustrated the hell out of Morant, forced him into some bad shots. After the game, I asked Ja about it, and he just shook his head and said, "Man, that kid's a dog out there." That's what I'm talking about. That relentless energy, that refusal to back down, it's pure Mike Tyson. And it ain't just about physicality. Edwards is a smart defender too. He understands angles, anticipates plays, knows when to gamble for a steal. He's got all the tools to be a lockdown defender in this league for years to come. Now let's talk about the it factor. You know, that aura of intimidation, that swagger that only the greats possess. Mike Tyson had it, no doubt. Walking into the ring, you could see the fear in his opponent's eyes. Well, Edwards, he's got a little bit of that too. Maybe not the same level of intimidation yet, but he's got a presence on the court. That afro, the way he carries himself, that steely-eyed glare, it's enough to make even the toughest opponents nervous. Remember that game against the Clippers last year? Edwards went off for 40 points, dunking all over Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. But it wasn't just the points, it was the way he did it. He was fearless, attacking the rim like he had a personal vendetta against the basket. After the game, Patrick Beverley, who's known for being a tough defender, said, "That kid's got no fear. He's got that it factor for sure." And Beverley ain't one to hand out compliments easily, so you know it's real. One thing that always stood out to me about Mike Tyson was his hunger. The man was relentless, always striving for greatness, always pushing himself to be the best. He didn't just want to win, he wanted to destroy his opponents. And you know what? I see that same hunger in Anthony Edwards. This kid is never satisfied. He's always working on his game, always looking for ways to improve. He wants to be the best player in the league, and he's not afraid to put in the work to get there. I remember hearing a story from one of the Timberwolves assistant coaches. He said that Edwards is always the first one in the gym and the last one to leave. He's constantly asking questions, trying to soak up as much knowledge as possible. That kind of dedication is rare, especially for a young player. Most guys his age are out there partying, enjoying the fame. But Edwards, he's different. He's got that eye of the tiger, that burning desire to be great. Okay, enough about defense and intimidation. Let's talk about what really gets fans on their feet. Offense. And let me tell you, Anthony Edwards can flat out score the basketball. He's got that rare combination of speed, power, and finesse that makes him a nightmare for defenders. His first step is lightning quick, leaving defenders flat-footed and grasping at air. And once he gets to the rim, look out. He can finish with power, finesse, or anything in between. He's got that knack for contorting his body in midair and finishing through contact, just like a young D-Wade. But Edwards ain't just a slasher. He can also step back and hit the three ball, making him a true three-level scorer. He's got a smooth stroke and a quick release, and he's only getting better with time. And when it comes to crunch time, Edwards wants the ball in his hands. He's got that killer instinct, that ability to rise to the occasion when the game is on the line. He's not afraid of the big moment. In fact, he thrives in it. Now, I know the Timberwolves haven't exactly been setting the league on fire lately, but with Edwards leading the charge, I think they've got a real chance to turn things around. He's the type of player who can single-handedly take over a game, and he's only going to get better with experience. I remember watching them play the Lakers last season, and Edwards went toe-to-toe with LeBron James. He was hitting shots, driving to the basket, and talking trash the whole game. LeBron ended up with the win, but Edwards stole the show. After the game, LeBron even gave him a shout-out, saying, "That kid's special. He's got a bright future ahead of him. Coming from the king himself, that means something." With a little more experience and a supporting cast that can keep up with him, Edwards could lead the Timberwolves back to the playoffs and beyond. They've got the potential to be a real problem in the West, especially with Edwards unleashing his inner Mike Tyson on a nightly basis. Now I know what you're thinking, Chuck. Can we really compare this kid to Mike Tyson? Tyson was a champion, a legend, and you're right, Edwards hasn't reached that level of success. Yet. But I see the potential, the raw talent, the same kind of drive that propelled Tyson to greatness. Look, championships aren't won overnight, it takes time, dedication, and a whole lot of hard work. But Edwards, he's got that championship mentality. He wants to win, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to get there. I remember talking to Kevin Garnett, another former Timberwolf who knows a thing or two about winning, and KG told me, that Edwards kid, he's got that look in his eye, he wants it bad. He reminds me of myself when I was young. That's high praise coming from KG, one of the fiercest competitors this league has ever seen. If Edwards can channel even a fraction of KG's intensity and determination, the sky's the limit for this kid. Mentorship and legacy channeling the champ's spirit. You know, sometimes all it takes is the right mentor, the right voice to guide you on your path to greatness. Mike Tyson had Cus D'Amato and Anthony Edwards. Well, he's got the potential to learn from some of the best minds in basketball. Imagine the knowledge Edwards could gain from spending time with Kobe Bryant if he was still with us, or working out with Michael Jordan, picking his brain about what it takes to be the best. Even without those legends, Edwards has access to a wealth of experience in the Timberwolves organization. He can learn from veterans like Patrick Beverley, who's known for his defensive intensity, and D'Angelo Russell, who can teach him a thing or two about running an offense. And who knows, maybe one day, years down the line, it'll be Edwards passing on his wisdom to the next generation of young stars. The torch has to be passed eventually, and Edwards has all the makings of a future leader, a mentor, a champion. The verdict more than just hype. So, there you have it, folks. Is Anthony Edwards the second coming of Mike Tyson? Well, not exactly. He's not going to be biting off any ears anytime soon, at least I hope not. But the similarities are there. The intensity, the raw power, the hunger for greatness. Edwards is a special talent, a once-in-a-generation type of player who has the potential to dominate the league for years to come. He's got that it factor, that certain something that can't be taught. Now, I know some folks out there are going to say I'm crazy for making this comparison. They'll say it's too early, that Edwards hasn't proven anything yet. And maybe they're right. But I've seen enough to know this kid is different. He's got that fire in his eyes, that same look Tyson had when he was destroying everyone in his path. A star on the rise, Edwards' path to superstardom. The NBA better watch out because Anthony Edwards is coming for the crown. He's not content with just being another good player. He wants to be great, to be mentioned among the all-time greats. And with his work ethic and determination, there's no reason why he can't achieve his goals. We're witnessing the rise of a superstar right before our very eyes. Every game, every highlight reel dunk, every clutch shot just adds to the legend of Ant-Man. He's captivating audiences with his electrifying play and infectious personality. The league is more exciting with players like Edwards, players who aren't afraid to be themselves and play with passion. He's a breath of fresh air, a reminder that basketball is supposed to be fun. So buckle up, folks, because the Anthony Edwards show is just getting started. And trust me, you don't want to miss a single episode. This kid is going places, and I, for one, am excited to see how far he can go. The Legend of Iron Ant, a story still being written. The story of Anthony Edwards is just beginning, a tale still being written in sweat, determination, and highlight reel plays. But one thing's for sure, this kid is special. He's got the talent, the drive, and the charisma to become one of the faces of the NBA. Will he live up to the lofty expectations? Will he become the next Mike Tyson of basketball, a legend who strikes fear into the hearts of his opponents? Only time will tell. But one thing's for certain, Anthony Edwards is here to stay. He's a force to be reckoned with, a young king ready to claim his throne. The league better take notice because Iron Ant is coming for everything. And you know what? I wouldn't bet against him. This kid is the real deal, a once-in-a-generation talent who has the potential to change the game forever. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, folks, because the legend of Iron Ant is just getting started.